Welcome to the Grandpa Deckard Show, starring Grandpa Deckard. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make and enjoy a sailboat omelet. There are a few things you're going to have to get together for this. Milk, 3 eggs because I'm hungry, cheese, toast, 2 blue plates, 2. You'll need a fork and a knife. You'll need a blue sweater, a blue pillowcase, an orange, a banana, and a lemon. Also a little green lid and a pair of leather gloves. Last but not least, we're going to need a sailor. And this thing I've got in my hand here, some rubbery device to manipulate the omelet in the pan. So now we're ready for the exciting part. We're going to make an omelet. Not just any omelet, a sailboat omelet. I've taken the skillet. It's a non-stick skillet, but I'm not always sure if something's going to stick, so I always like to add a little cooking oil to the skillet and let it sit until the oil is good and warm. And then I've already mixed up the eggs. I'm sorry you had to miss that part, but we're going to get the eggs in that skillet now and let it start to cook. Okay. Now, I've set some cheese apart here, and as soon as that gets done enough, we'll add the cheese to it. Oh, and one other important ingredient I should add right now. I'm just going to turn around for a second and reach in the cabinet and pull out my favorite ingredient, which is chipotle chili powder. Love the stuff. I put on just about everything except ice cream. All right, so I'm going to be very liberal with the chipotle powder and shake it all over that there omelet. I'll be using cheddar cheese today. Making a cheese omelet, very simple. Of course, you add any kind of ingredients you want to. Just don't put a lot of bumpy stuff in your sailboat omelet, or it might look like the boat has barnacles. Now I'm going to be using not just cheddar cheese, but extra sharp cheddar cheese. And you were probably wondering about the leather gloves. I'm going to go ahead and put those on now. And as soon as I get ready to lay that cheese on the omelet, I want to be sure and not cut myself. Now, the egg is just about at the right place for me to add the cheese, and once again, wearing my gloves so I don't get hurt on that extra sharp cheddar. I'm just going to lay the cheese in there, let it start melting. And I'm getting hungry just watching all this. All right. Spread the cheese out on about half of the omelet. And I don't know if I'll find room for all this or not, but I'll find a way. I like the cheese. All right, now we're just going to let that sit for a little while. When the cheese starts melting, then we'll come back to that and get it on the plate. Okay, now while the omelet is in the pan, in the skillet, heating, cooking, I want to just talk to you a little bit about our backdrop here for this sailboat omelet. We're not just eating, but we're going to enjoy this thing. So what I've done here is I've used the blue pillowcase for the sky, the darker blue sweater for the ocean, and I've got a little item here. I'll tell you about it later, the little triangular thing. I'll tell you about that when we come to it in the story. But then we got our toast, which has already been cut for the sails. And we have the orange cut in half, and that will be our sun. And who can tell me what time it is right now? Well, it's about noon, isn't it? If you want to, you can want to do it in the afternoon. Well, you can make it 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you want to do it late in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. And just whatever you like. And then we got our sailor standing by, anxiously awaiting the arrival of his sailboat. Perfect. All right, so here we are. The boat is in place and it needs some sails. So this is what our toast is all about. These are the sails. And what else do we need? Oh yeah, I think we might need a sailor. And here's our little volunteer here, our sailor friend. We're going to put him right there. And right now it's hard to tell because he's got this heavy mustache and beard. It's hard to tell whether he's happy or sad about something, but I think he's a little sad because there's not much wind, not as much as he was counting on. Well, that's easy to solve though. All we do is remove one of our sails, and since we use round top red, now look how the sails are filling with the wind and carrying him off, and now I'm sure that underneath all that hair that he is smiling. Now he's sailing along and things are looking just fine, except, well, for one thing, we need to make a slight modification on this. This boat really, it doesn't look very realistic, so I think what we need to do is trim it off a little bit at the bottom. And so I'm suggesting that the first few bites that you take of your sailboat omelet, that you would take it off the bottom. Now, since I don't want to be in the position where I'm eating and trying to talk at the same time, I'm going to set those extra bites over on another plate. That's why I asked you earlier to have 2 blue plates available. Okay, we're going to shape this up even a little bit more. I've seen a few pictures of boats. I'm not a sailor myself. So I've seen some boats though in pictures, and I think if we take a little bit more off the bottom and then maybe give the front of the boat a little more angle, that might be better. Now our happy sailor, because we have wind in the sails now, sailing along here, and he spots something out in the middle of the ocean down here. You see, he looks at that and he says, hey, that looks like the dorsal fin of a lemon shark. Now, I'm not making this up. You can look it up. There is such thing as a lemon shark. And they aren't very aggressive, so they're fairly nice sharks. But he sees that and he goes, oh, he says, that's a lemon shark. That's no problem. They don't hurt anybody. But what he didn't realize is that it was not a lemon shark at all. It was a banana shark. And the banana shark just then leaped out of the water and lunged toward the boat and took a big chunk out of the boat. He was hungry, see, because banana sharks, I know there's no such thing as a banana shark, but just bear with me. Banana sharks hibernate in the winter in the bottom of the ocean caves. And when they come out, they're really, really hungry, and they're looking for something or somebody to eat. So he sees that sailor up there, and he dives at the boat and takes a big bite out of the front of it. Then he takes another chunk off the sail, trying to get it, our sailor friend over there. So as you can see, our banana shark has wreaked havoc with our sailor's boat, and he finally gave up and trying to get to the sailor, so he swam away. And meanwhile, the boat is sinking. It's taken on too much water. It's going down in the water, and it's sinking. But fortunately for our little sailor friend here, the Coast Guard happened to be in the neighborhood and saw what was happening. So they came and rescued our sailor and took him back to safety. And the boat went under. That was sad, but the happy part is that we have just been introduced to a new kind of omelet that we can make, a shipwreck omelet. So that's it, how to make and enjoy a sailboat omelet. And I do hope that you enjoyed following along with me and making your very own. So hope to see you all again soon.